Okay, well, I'm super excited. Welcome to February. We have so many crazy, amazing things going on. Hopefully you guys were able to hear last night's Habit House. That's what is the new thing for our team. And it is, I've been included in getting it together, just kind of doing some of the trainings. And when we were introduced it, we were just mind blown. So hopefully you guys were too, because it's going to be so awesome. It's perfect timing. I mean, we have the $0 BP enrollment, and then we have let's enroll our BPs easily, and everyone can do it. It's a seamless system. So if you were ever feeling like you couldn't recruit because you didn't know what you were doing, or that maybe you did sponsor someone and you feel like, man, if I could have just done a little bit better, they'd still be in the business, because I know I've felt that way. And it's definitely a normal feeling for us all to feel. So this is going to be that seamless system that everyone will be doing the exact same thing, and it's going to be amazing. So when we first started, and Kim, I know you remember this, and Mom probably too, but when we first started, a lot of you guys, there was like a pinwheel. And that wheel pretty much, like when you got to the 100% completed on the new brand partner training, like it got alerted and your sponsor knew, oh, she just did all her brand partner training. And it really just kind of says to the leader or to the person that brings them on, oh, they're ready to do something. They're ready to work. They're ready to get going. This is awesome. So that's what this is. Hopefully that just that small little tool, even though this thing is so much bigger than that, can help us all immensely with getting new brand partners started. So I'm super excited about that. So tonight, what I want to share with you guys before we have Miss Tina Hipp's going to speak a little bit tonight, which I'm so excited. She has been crushing it. Last month, just a little bit, last month, she got 2 new brand partners, 8 new customers. She had 4,800 in volume, just personal volume herself. She hit 33 active customers. That's insane and amazing. And we definitely want to hear from Tina on what she's doing to, get these new brand partners, these new customers. And so I definitely want to hear from her. But before, I want to share with you guys. So I've been noticing, just, and this happens in every single stage of your business. You kind of get at the beginning, you think you don't know anybody, or who am I going to contact, even though you have a huge list at that point. But then as the years go on, you start to think, I don't know who to contact. I don't know what people to even message. I've messaged them all. I've talked to them all. I want to share with you guys something that I put together. So when I first started almost 8 years ago next month, which is crazy, I used to do training calls, like probably 3 to 4 a week, because this is how, when I first started, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I have this, it wasn't a big team. I have this team, but they're not in my town. So when I first started bringing people into this business, they were not in my town. And even to this day, I don't have a large team locally where I live in Noblesville, Indiana, because I've lived other places. I have other connections in other cities and other states. And that's how I recruited, is really through social media and getting the word out. Really that way. I believe that's pretty much what happened at the beginning. And people were like, oh, I want to get into this. Kim being one of my first brand partners, Kim Maines. And she saw it through a Facebook post. But when I first started, I was doing all of these trainings for people because I didn't know any other way for my team to know what was going on. Like, yes, we had, Neora University. We still had that. We still have regionals, but it was like, I wanted to plug them into different ways of how I was starting to grow the business, because I thought that's what they would want to do. So I pulled out one of these trainings that I did 8 years ago, and you guys, it's still relevant. It's still kind of crazy, because I looked and searched in my Word documents, how to expand your network of people. Okay. And it even says Nerium all over this page here. So if I say Nerium, who knows? but it says, building those relationships, don't vomit Miriam all over. And that's what I said here. But here's all of the ways that I had back then that we can still grow our business to this day. Okay. And it does take getting out of your comfort zone. And it does take things that are different that you might not want to do or think you can do. But these are all ideas. Take it for what you want, but they're ideas for you to meet new people. And that's what ultimately it is that you want to still be growing your network. And so I have on here networking, which I just joined a new networking group, which is crazy because I used to do it all the time. But with COVID and stuff, I stopped. So you can go through women networking groups. I used to do a ton of mommy networking groups, even like it wasn't called networking, it was like play dates, but people talk, people met. It's just getting to know people. And I don't go in there going to my mommy groups. Oh, I run a business, and nothing like that. I really do want to genuinely get to know people. So networking groups, meetups. This is something that, you can easily do in any town that you live in. There's actually meetups.com, and they have all kinds of areas. If you want to, mom, if you want to do pickleball and you're in Florida, there's a meetup for that. There's a meetup for women's Bible studies. There's a meetup for whatever you want to do. There's meetups. I actually went to a couple women's meetups, probably when I was writing this stuff up. Hobbies. So mommy groups, interests that you have, crafts that you do, church groups, women's small group at church, the gym. Pick a time in a day. Another example with my mom out there in Florida is that she's just started doing yoga on the beach. That's a way. She goes the same time every day. They have a group of women and men out there. She's meeting people. She's getting to know people. Your neighbors. Does your neighbors all around you know what you do? You could easily just do it in home party just with your neighbors. I think the cutest idea, especially with neighbors, is come over in your PJs and then wash your skin and let's just have a wine night, because they can literally come over in their PJs when their kids go to bed or whatever if they don't have kids. Vendor events. A lot of people are doing vendor events. Sheila Spence just did a huge vendor event this past weekend. That's just going, a lot of times you have to pay for a spot. That's an idea. I put other social media sites. This is something that you might have a hobby about. So if you're starting pickleball, you might want to get into pickleball new Facebook groups. If you want to start cooking, if you want to do all of those different things, you can get on different social media sites. Kids activities, the coaches, the parents, kids teachers, all of that with the teachers and you can have a mini party at the school. I've seen that happen. Everybody and anybody on Facebook, we know that. Who do you do business with? Your babysitters, your cleaning service, your lawn care, your accountants, your financial planners, your hairdressers, dentists, dermatologists. I mean, the list goes on and on. Do they know what you do? You give them money. Why don't they know what you do? And then party in a bag concept. This was kind of a while ago, and it's a really cool concept. I know a lot of people work remote now, but a lot of times what we would do is there's a break room, or even with teachers, there's a break room and all of that stuff, and nurses. You literally put a little bag together and you put all kinds of samples in it. And it's kind of like a party in a bag, and people can just try them right then and there while they're in the break room. And then I have on here 20 seconds of courage, just to kind of talk to people outside when you're shopping or whatever you're doing. So this is just some ideas that I wanted to share with you, because I know when you are in this business, you kind of get in that funk of who else can I talk to? Who else can I expose? And I always a lot of times I expose people just through sampling too, because I feel like it's an easy way for me to not be pushy, but give something that away for free. And I know people want to try it, and it also helps my exposures and sampling process. So I wanted to say those two key things real quick before I introduce Tina Hipp. So like I said, Tina has been a complete crazy rock star, and especially in January, she has absolutely killed it. So Tina, would you please do us the honor in sharing us your little tidbit nuggets, please?
Okay, I will. If you saw my paper here, I've got some scratch on it. I don't have a lot of notes. I have been going since 5 this morning. So if I start stumbling or mumbling, I'm sorry. I start getting tired this time of night, but I did have a great January. I know a lot of you. I don't. Some of you I don't. I wanted to just introduce myself. I'm Tina Hipp. I live in Huntersville, North Carolina. I was recruited by Ellen Snyder about 4 years ago. I'm a full-time pharmacist at a hospital locally here, and I've, made it through COVID. I started questioning driving over to the hospital some mornings in the middle of COVID. I questioned whether I should be driving to a place they were taking COVID patients. How logical was that? I think it just got in my head after a while. I was allowed to work from home for a while, but, I feel like we're coming out of that a little bit. So that's been pretty tough as a pharmacist. It's busy, everything kind of trickles down. But I started four or so years ago, I think in January. I was trying to count back. I can't believe I've been with the company 4 years. I met Ellen Snyder. We have sons that are the same age, and I met her at school. I think there was some kind of school party for a holiday. I don't know. We started talking skincare, kind of like Paisha was saying, just when you're out, just start talking about it, I noticed Ellen had pretty skin, and I asked her about it, and she said she'd drop me a sample by. That was when we put samples, we handed off samples to people. I don't live very far from her, so she put it in my box, a sample of the night cream. And I threw it in a drawer. I didn't even try it. And she messaged me a couple days later. She said, "Did you try it?" I said, "Not yet." She's like, "I got people on a waiting list for that." I'm like, holy cow, I didn't know that. Oh my God, let me try it. So I tried it and I loved it from the beginning. I'm very busy as a hospital pharmacist. I work anywhere from 35, probably 45 hours a week, sometimes maybe even more some weeks. I try now not to work as much there and to work more on Neora, because my focus is going more in that direction versus working more hours at the hospital. So, I loved it. I bought the night cream. She asked me, did I want to, share it? I said no, but I kept thinking, what if? So I signed on immediately. I did not do anything immediately because it was December and I really just didn't know what to do. I was very embarrassed to post. I was very nervous as a healthcare provider. What would people think if I started posting about skincare? I was just nervous about it, but I got up the courage and started posting and was amazed how much response I got. And especially when my skin started looking better, people started walking up to me in the hospital saying, "I don't know what you're doing, but your skin is glowing." That's when I knew this stuff is great. This stuff is amazing. So, I've gotten free product every month since I started. I've gradually built my business. I did not kill it in the beginning just because I was nervous. I was cautious. I was just very timid about it. I'm one of those people that when I buy a car, I send my husband Tony to buy it. I go in to sign the paperwork. I am not haggling. I am not bargaining. I just won't buy it if I have to do that. So, that's how I just don't like salespeople. I don't like pushy people. So, I don't operate that way. I operate more as I'm sharing it. I'm sharing something that is good. I'm sharing a gift. I'm helping people. And I think because I'm a pharmacist and because of my background, I think it aligns really well, with helping people in different ways, helping people that are sick, helping people that want to live, feel, look better, in general. I think it all aligns. And over the years, I think in my mind, that's helped my belief, because I feel like it really aligns, especially when I've helped people achieve things. I've helped people improve and just really be happier. So, I had a really low month in December. I was very disappointed in my team and myself and just everything. And so I know a lot of people were down in December. And, it was just, it is what it is, and I felt like I worked really hard. And so after the holidays, I was sick. And I don't know, I just started thinking, you know, I was cheering my team on, but I felt like I was cheering I was a cheerleader, but there was nobody in the stands. I was sending messages to my messenger. No, I would offer a free firm, you know, for orders. Nobody was messaging me back. I mean, I couldn't give them anything. People were just busy. People just really busy. And, you know, we lost some people over that period. I think people are burnt out. I think there's a lot going on with the economy. And, you know, there's just a lot of reasons maybe why things were down. So I decided that I was the only person that I controlled. You know, I can try to give my team tips. I can try to lead them. But you know what they say, you lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. So I thought I'll keep cheering them on, but you know, I am the only person I'm in charge of. So I am going to do something different, or I am going to just try to have a good January because I did have such a low December. So I'm pretty methodical about how I approach the month because I work so many long hours. I have to do it in little time blocks. You know, I don't have a lot of full days to work on it. I don't have, you know, a lot of hours. I have to do a little bit here and there. So I think about it week to week. And I really think about, you know, when can I spend them? I like to spend a block if I can, like an hour or 45 minutes or so at a time. I usually work during the week at night. I usually work, go work out, come home, have dinner, and then do Neoras, usually my routine. But, you know, what I like to do the first week and what I really ramped up this past month is I got back very consistent with my personal development. I listen on the way to work. Sometimes I listen on the way home. Sometimes if I've had a rough day at work, my brain cannot take it, you know, in the afternoon. But I methodically listen every morning, 20 minutes to the hospital to books on audio, and I love it. And, you know, sampling is something that I revved up. A lot of people were talking about that. You know, Marilyn, I know, was talking about it a while back. I really ramped that up. I tried to send out as many samples as I could send out. At the beginning of the month, the first week, I try to send out as many samples as I could send out to start the week. And I also try to check my ADOs, and I just try to like start the month. If I start the month strong, I usually have a good month. If I start the month kind of slow, it kind of makes me drag the whole month. So I try to start it pretty strong. So samples, I had a game. I sampled everybody that played the game. Everybody that guessed, I sampled. I asked them, did they want hair care, wellness, or skincare? I did birthday. I do birthday messages, and I also did current customers. This is something I hadn't did before. If a customer had skincare, I gave them hair care. I asked them, would you, as a gift for being a new customer, would you like to have a hair care sample? Everybody I asked that to said yes. Everybody that sampled hair care bought it, pretty much. People love hair care. I don't know if you sampled hair care. That is a really good sample. People love the hair care. So I would say if you're limiting your samples, I would sample hair care. I get a lot of people with interest, and eye serum too, for me, is pretty big. But this month it was hair care and fit. Hair care and fit were the two things this month. Another thing I do is I'm very consistent with my posting. I post it probably six-ish in the morning, and I post between 6 and 8 at night. I do Facebook, I do Instagram. I try to do stories every day. I try to keep a story going. I'm trying to do reels and other things, but I haven't done a lot of that. So, you know, mostly it's just posting and stories. I try to mix up my post. I try to cover things that are on sale. I try to cover, you know, a lot of the fit lately is what I've been posting, just because that's been the hot thing. My posture, I try to keep my posture with my post too, very positive, very upbeat. You know, I think sometimes I look at some people's post and their posture is not excited. If you're not excited, nobody else is going to be excited about it. You know, I think you have to watch your posture when you're talking to people, even be excited. These products are great. They work. We know they work. People laugh at me when I say that. I'm like, we know they work. I'm not asking you, did it work? I'm asking you, do you like it? You know, I know it's going to work if you give it time to work. So, you know, that might sound funny to some people, but I really believe that, you know, if they give them enough time, the products work. We know that. You know, I think tuning in, you know, I try to watch Neora University every week. I don't usually watch it live because sometimes I'm not home at 6. It's 6 for me in the Eastern. So, you know, I do watch that on repeat. Usually I try to do the team calls. I just try to hit as much as I can. You know, I'm busy. I don't know, we're all busy. Just try to hit as much as you can. There is some duplication. I try not to miss a regional. I really am upset if I miss a regional. I feel like that's some really good content. And if you hadn't been tuned into the regionals, you really have been missing it this past 6 months or so. You know, I just keep trying new things, you know. So the first week is samples, check your ADOs, play a game, do your birthday messages, look at your customers and see who you can sample from them. Look at your cold list. See if there's somebody on there, somebody that hadn't ordered in 6 months. Honestly, I keep asking people until they tell me to stop, or what is that one of the guys says, or till they die. Didn't somebody say that? Till they ask you to stop or till they die. Keep asking them, because some people come back around. Honestly, I had people order Fit last year. They ordered it again this year. You know, they didn't take it for 8 months, but they wanted it again. So you never know. The second week, I check in with my Neora Cash people. I check in with people that ordered last month to make sure that they know they have Neora Cash. I follow up on samplers. I keep up with all my samplers. I follow up with them, and then I follow up with previous customers. So the second to the third week, you know, is follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, you know. If we have specials, I message people that I think would be interested in the specials, you know, and I make sure I point the specials out to them. Don't think people are seeing your post of the special. Sometimes people will say, I'll say, did you see the specials? I'll say, no, I didn't. I'm thinking, gosh, I posted up for 5 days on them. I can't believe they didn't see them, but they don't see all your posts. So I do private messages, and I usually, depending on what is going on, will make a private message and copy and paste it and just change it a little bit. Takes me a long time to follow up with people because I try to personalize it a little bit, you know. That's just my way. I think you don't have to do that if you're in a bind. But, you know, the third and the fourth week, I'm private messaging and I'm circling back to people I checked with the first or the second week, because I believe sometimes you have to chat with people 2 times in a month. You know, I have different lists of people. I have people that order all the time. I have people that order occasionally, and I have people that hadn't ordered in a while. I don't make it through all those lists of people. You know, I try to take the biggest priority, which are the people that order all the time, and make sure I've got their orders in. Then I go to the people that order occasionally. And then if I have time left, I go to this cold list and look through it and see, okay, we have Firm on special. Okay, I'm gonna talk to all these people. Okay, we have the night cream or the day cream or whatever on special, you know. And that's how I approach it, because I just don't have time. I run out of time. I never run out of ideas. I run out of time, you know, and that's what I'm working for, is time freedom. When I did my dream board, the biggest thing for me is time freedom, you know, not being tied up so much. You know, that is really what I'm working for day to day. And, you know, I just think the biggest thing that I could pass off is I'm very methodical about my month. And I don't map it out like some people map it out day by day, hour by hour or whatever, but I do map out kind of what I do week to week. And I try to be very consistent with it. And I think a big key right now, if you want new customers, is the sampling. That was the reason. That was the key to 1, 2, 3. That was the key to the new PCs and the BPs was the sampling. It all came from sampling. So I don't know if anybody has any questions, but I appreciate you letting me get on. And I don't know if I helped anybody, but you know, a lot of times it bottlenecks to the end, and I always work to the very end. You know, I work late, usually on the last day of the month. I'm not very happy when I have to get up at 5 the next morning, but you know, I try to not leave anything on the table. I put everything I've got into it to the very end, you know, and I got that second brand partner on the 31st, you know, so at about 10 o'clock that night. So, you know, you just never know. You definitely have to share the business. And she picked it up, I think, from one of my posts about the business. And so when she came from a sample, she liked it, and she wanted to talk to me about my post on the business. So, you know, people are watching. Keep posting. If you don't think they're watching, they are. They definitely are.
Great job, Tina. Thank you so much. I think
You're
Kim has
welcome.
a question for you real quick.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know if we can hear you very well. Can anybody else hear her?
I didn't hear.
Can you hear me now?
A little bit better, yeah.
So I get a lot of people that don't respond. How often do you keep following up? I mean, I don't want to, and with birthday messages, with all kinds of things.
Yeah, I get people that don't respond. I get people that occasionally respond, and then occasionally you send them a couple messages and they won't respond. You know, I just try to be nice. I just try to say something like, I don't know if you saw my last message, but I'm just circling back to make sure you saw the specials, and make sure if you want to order this month, I don't want you to miss out, or something like that. You know, with the birthday messages, you know, I'm careful. I have had people I sent the birthday message to, they don't even message you back at all, you know, so I don't send them another one usually. And I do try to keep circling my Facebook friends. You know, I have a lot of Facebook friends. I have about 5,000, but I do go through that periodically and, you know, kind of weed through it a bit and take people out. And I try to add new people. You know, they say you should add 5 a day. Excuse me, I don't do that anymore because I have so many, but I do try to add a couple every week, you know? And I think that, you know, just be authentic, you know, just, you know, I think that people sometimes don't see the messages, and sometimes people will say, you know, I forgot to message you back. I'm so glad you messaged me again. I do want to order. I just been so busy. You know, I think don't assume they're ignoring you, which is where our mind goes. Assume that they're busy like the rest of us, and they maybe didn't even see it. And, you know,
someone told me that birthday messages are better to send the day before or the day after, because the day of their birthday, they're so busy and they're getting so many messages then that they don't even, they just see your skim it and then move on to the next message. And then also with birthday messages, not sure if you do this, but I, you know, say, happy birthday. I hope you're having such a great day. I love to send my friends samples. I'm going to put yours in the mail today. What's your address? So I don't really ask. I just say, I love to send my friends. I'll send you one. What's your address? So it's kind of like more of a, like, not really asking, you're just going to send it. And then hopefully they remember to message you back and say, you know, my address is this. So maybe that helps too. I absolutely loved it, Tina. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any other questions or feedback or anything? No?
Thank you, Tina. Really good ideas. You know, I'm coming up on my 8 years too, right behind Paisha. And I'll tell you what, you feel like, okay, there's just nobody else out there, you know, just like Paisha said. But all the things you said, I took some really good notes. So thank you, Tina. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You know, you inspired me to send so many samples. I sent 21. You said send 20. I got 21 out. I really, I'm like, I have got to get 20 out.
Yeah.
And
Well, I set a goal. That's what I do every month, and how many I'm going to get out. If I don't get them out, I feel really bad. I figure out every which way to get samples out. You know, I
Right.
just had
too.
someone I sampled 2 months ago who just ordered Neora Fit. You know, so I mean, you just don't expect the samples to happen immediately. It doesn't happen that way.
Well,
It doesn't.
yeah.
The sales don't. Yeah.
Well,
You just
and
got to be
you-
patient.
You have to give the Neora system, you have to keep doing it because the time lag is about a week to 2 weeks for them
Yep.
to get the sample. So
Yep.
if you keep doing that, you eventually will be in a cycle. But if you do it sporadically, it's a little harder. I think you
Yeah.
got to be very consistent with that. I use Neora to send samples. I send them myself or hand them out myself. I do all three.
Yep. So do I. Yep.
well, and
Just
also with
depends.
the Valentine's Day, we need to get a cute little game of some
I know. I'm
art.
going to look mine up. Yeah.
And there you go. You can get your samples out super easy by a little game of
Uh-huh.
how many hearts are in this jar type thing. And that's so we'll start looking for each other's posts and get something together here.
Right. I put one up tonight.
Oh,
Ah!
yay. Well, we're gonna steal it.
I look at last year and the year before. I go backwards and I look for my stuff. It's there.
Oh, I know,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tina. And
You're
you
welcome.
guys have a great one. Yeah, Tina, how many do you know how many hearts are in the thing?
62.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's Hershey Kisses.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right, ladies.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.